So good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Come on, come on, come on, good afternoon. Now, it is so wonderful to see all of you out here on such a beautiful day out here on the peninsula. It's great to see you hanging out on the Integrated Science Complex site. We're going to be doing a lot of hanging out here in the future, and I love all the noise in the background because that means we're getting ready to get that beam and we're going to put it on top of this building, and that means a lot to this community, this Commonwealth, and to the world. Now, I want to thank every one of you for giving up your autographs today. Didn't that feel good to be signing something like that? Your autographs will go down in history. You're part of history today. They are going to be a part of this magnificent complex, and you can go out and brag. Now, some of you have told me that you were also part of the campus center. You signed that beam. So we know some of us just showed up a little too late for that. But we're here now, and we're celebrating what's going to be something that we hope gets done over and over and over again. You know, I'm getting so used to that kind of noise, I didn't even know he was back there. Some of you are looking like, why is the chancellor starting then? Because that's the kind of noise I want all over campus. That's the kind of mud that I want all over campus, because it means progress is happening everywhere, and you can get as excited as I am. Those of you that haven't been in my office, you should know, on my floor, there are trucks and all kinds of other construction toys that I play with. I'm going to bring in an erector set because that's how excited we are. So I just want to say to Representative Marty Walsh, to City Councilor Frank Baker, to Representative Linda Dorsina-Forey, to our Commissioner, Carol Corneliuson. Yeah, give her a round of applause. To my man, Richard Walsh from Walsh Brothers. Hey, I smile every time. See, Mama Walsh sent the message. She wished she could be here today, but she's in Florida. But she told son Walsh that he better take care of business. And everyone on this site has treated us the same way she said at opening day. You remember at the groundbreaking, Mom was here, and she said, Keith, don't worry about nothing. You're in great hands. And here we are ahead of schedule, moving forward in a way that's amazing. I want to thank all the students that are here today. Our undergraduate student senate, Travis Henderson, thank you for being here today. Our Board of Visitors members, our Alumni Association members, those of you just hanging out because you heard there was something happening at your university, you're welcome too. And every single special person that's in this room, thank you for being here. Goody Clancy. Thank you for always being there for us. We're so grateful to have you here. Columbia Point Civic Association, or the associates from there. Our faculty members, I see you sprinkled all around. Thank you for being here as well. And our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful staff. Those of you that are here, thank you. I've been watching you all morning on the webcam, seeing who's signing. You know, they say Big Brother's watching. Oh, I saw that red coat out here all morning doing this thing. So I'm so grateful that all of you could join us this afternoon. Now, we're celebrating quite a few things today. For one, we're moving into a new phase of construction on this beautiful building, the Integrated Science Complex. And the progress will not be as dramatic and visible as this steel frame was. I know you left and went home for the winter, your little break, and you came back, and next thing you know, there was a building out here. In fact, within the week, our workers are going to be pouring concrete out here, and it's going to be amazing. The decks will be poured. The building is going to be completed before any of us know it. So it's great to have this opportunity to pause and recognize the effort of everyone involved. Let's give a resounding round of applause to everyone who's been working on this building. Hey, we're honoring some folks today. We're honoring the labor of iron workers, Local 7, who've been here nearly every day this winter, taking advantage of this mild weather, I must say, to put up the steel faster than any of us anticipated. Thank you so much, Iron Workers Local 7, for all of your efficient work to help us get this building ready. And finally, we're celebrating the future of this building. We're celebrating what this means to our university. See, every one of you here understands that this university, this great urban public university, is your university. And so when you see this happening, you know what it means. And know that it's our gift to the future. So when you sign in that, take it more seriously than just your signature. It's your gift to the future. It's going to make a tremendous difference for a whole lot of people, and it's because of you and our circumstances now that we had the vision to look forward in a way and give that gift. So thank you so much. Your signature today on this beam is a symbol also of your support for this great university and this institution, your enthusiasm for the first new academic building on this campus in 40 years. Now, we could have built a lot of things. Chancellor, why haven't you just built a residence hall first? Because we needed this building. We needed an academic building that talked about our excellence. This faculty has been teaching their faces off on this campus for 40 years. This staff has been working their behinds off for 40 years. These students have been learning and going out and making a difference in this world for over 40 years, close to 50 years coming up in 2014. So we're excited. At least I'm excited. It's going to revitalize this campus in a way that's going to make a difference. Why are you building buildings? Come on. Because when the walls come crumbling down, we want to have something here that stands tall to keep at least that in place as we go forward. And it's going to be an amazing feat. So you just keep watching and you see what's going to be next. Our students deserve nothing less than that. And so if anyone ever questions you about why there's bricks and mortars on this campus going up everywhere, because you don't deserve any less than that, our students don't deserve any less than that, and here we are today modeling this excellence in a way that I think is going to be a tremendous, as I said, gift to the future as we build this world-class university that you have the honor of working at every day, and I have the honor of working with you at every day. Now we have the talent. I talked about that. We have the dedication. I've talked about that, and I see it modeled every day. We have the faculty, our students, and we have our staff. We have the intellectual capacity and curiosity and the capability to make a difference with our students in this world. And we open the doors to the Integrated Science Complex in the fall of, when are we going to open that up? 2012? Oh, 2013. I thought it was a typo. Walsh is moving so fast back here. I thought it was a typo. I know, they're talking about 2013 in my notes, man. But I do know it's going to be 220,000 square feet of a whole lot of good stuff. Labs, state-of-the-art laboratories, I must say, teaching and training spaces and classrooms and study areas. I'm also pleased to mark this special occasion and milestone in the construction of this ISC, especially because I have another chance to thank so many people on campus and off campus who have spent multiple hours and also days and weeks and months, and even years, and even years, and even years working to ensure that every aspect of this construction goes smoothly. Thank you for buying into our vision. There were some people, since we're talking in this family, I was sitting at the table, and I know some people, when we talked about what we wanted to do here, said, well, it hadn't been done in 40 years. How are we going to do it? And guess what? You're all here because you believed in it. Thank you. Because we're just getting started. So thank you for buying into our vision. And more importantly, thank you for doing all that you could to make it a reality. Some people you talk about something and they try to tear it up. You talked about it and you did something about it. You made sure that in those meetings, in those discussions, you made sure that it works. So, with all that, I want to start the program. Because I was wired up. You know that all wasn't here. I apologize to whoever tried to script me today. But that's an impossible task when I'm excited like this. Ellen's shaking her head because she knows. I want to invite a friend. Start out with one friend, because I got a bunch of them up here. State Representative Marty Walsh. Not only is he a great friend of this institution, but I want him to come up and say a few words. His daddy built these buildings that we're working in, was out here as a laborer making sure that some things were happening for us, and that was his gift to us for the future. I'm so glad that we can have that kind of a historical connection to a young man who is tirelessly working, not only for us as a legislator, but making sure that we do the right things around labor and all that we're supposed to do for this community. So Marty, come on up and say a few words.
I was about to run across the street, get some coffee for all of us. I didn't think the chancellor was going to let me get up here. And everyone's shivering. First of all, I want to thank Chancellor Keith Motley. Talk about bringing life to an institution. And we can clap. He brings so much life to this institution. And this over the Christmas holiday, you see the excitement he has here. Over the Christmas holiday, there was some kids from the Pope John Paul and the Ponce campus that were here one day, and I know some kids from Lawrence as well, but I was here the day that the Ponce kids were here. And they were skating, and they were having pizza, and they were making making gingerbread men. They were doing all this stuff, and we were kind of just delaying them so they wouldn't leave until the chancellor came in. And when the chancellor came, his interaction with those kids to make every single kid feel special, just like he's doing today, just like he does at the board meetings, just like he did when President Obama, who was a senator, was over here at the time. It doesn't matter who you are. Keith Motley is the same way with everyone. So I want to thank Keith because he certainly has breathed a lot of new life into this facility, and this building is his first building of many. So again, I want to publicly thank, on behalf of my colleagues, Frank Baker, Linda Docina-Fori, and Senator Jack Hart, who couldn't be here today. I want to thank you, Chancellor, for all of that stuff. It's a great day, and the Chancellor was talking about how he's excited and hoping that the building gets done quick, and by 2012, we don't want to go that fast. We want to make sure it's built right, it's strong, it lasts. But as he was talking about what the Science Center means to UMass, what the Science Center means to Massachusetts, and all the great research and the education that's going to go on in that building is going to happen. And that's great. But as you look out across the way right now and you see that building going up, that building is doing great things right now. That building is providing opportunities for people that work in the trades, men and women who work in the trades, who a lot of them haven't worked in over a year, and it's providing them an opportunity to bring home a week's pay to help with their family. It's providing opportunities for the superintendents, the safety officers, the construction staff, all of the people working in this job. It's doing fabulous things right now. It's allowing their families to be successful. So again, I want to thank all of the staff, all of the construction workers, all of the supers. I want to thank Walsh Brothers. I want to thank everyone for all the great work that you've done to this point and that we can continue this forward. So I want to thank you for that. And lastly, and I know I'm missing somebody, but I know we're going to have a groundbreaking, a ribbon cutting at some point. We can talk that day, because hopefully the ribbon cutting is like the groundbreaking, which was about 100 degrees and warm. And today's not that bad, but it's not that good either. The commissioner of DCAM. Her commitment and her staff's commitment to this project has been outstanding. I've been a legislator for 15 years. Linda Forey's been a legislator for a long time. Senator Hart's been in there the same time as me. And Frank Baker is newly starting out. And when you see the level of commitment on this project by DCAM, it's amazing. I've never seen the commitment all across the board, making sure the job is on time, making sure the job was in place, making sure there's opportunities from the people in the neighborhoods to work on the project, making sure there's opportunities for people that work on this project that will be able to raise a family. With the pre-apprentice program that we started in the building trades, the commissioner was one of the first people that I met with to talk about the program, and she said, well, let's make this thing work. And because of this project right here and the other projects that are going to be coming online over here, that project has been successful to this point. So I want to just personally, on behalf of my colleagues here in government here in Dorchester, and on behalf of the Dorchester community, and also on behalf of the building trades, Commissioner, I want to thank you for all of your great work and your dedication to our neighborhood. So thank you very much. With that, I'm going to stop talking. Let the man of the hour up here. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Walsh. I didn't know that it's cold out here. I sure didn't know it was cold out here, man. I'm sorry, you all. I'm sort of warmed up. I'm ready to go. Now, it means a lot for us to have the support of the legislature. And we work together all the time. I love you all. Thank you. It's so wonderful. You are so helpful with the future of this campus and with the Commonwealth and all of that, right? But I have to invite our commissioner up. State's Division of Capital Asset Management, Carol Corneliuson. She's got to come up to say a few words. Now, with her team at DCAM, Commissioner Corneliuson is managing this project. But here's the deal. She has over 100 projects that she's doing. But she makes you feel like this is the only project that she's working on every time she sees you. That is a wonderful feeling for someone. It's a wonderful feeling for this campus. I came to meetings, and there's like a host of folk. I know we weren't supposed to have those many people showing up for those meetings. And we're so amazed by that and so grateful to you. So come on up, Commissioner, and say a few remarks for us. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So this is daunting, having to follow these two guys, right? I'm like, okay. Really, I am so pleased to be here today and to be part of this very important, significant milestone for this particular building. This event for the University of Massachusetts at Boston, this is just, this is just outstanding. This magnificent integrated science building is, in my opinion, already a great success. Steel is up, and as my director of construction always says to me, when the steel is up, that means that the building is virtually complete. This is the moment when we can finally begin to see the end product of a long journey. This building is working as a bookend with the beautiful campus center, and it's going to give this campus a completely new face. And we all are going to be just thrilled when it's completed. The steel we see today is a promise of the beautiful signature building to come. Construction has been going very well, as Chancellor Montley has said, and I'm glad to report that our success is largely the result of an amazing collaboration under the umbrella of the Access and Opportunity Committee. And I just want to take a couple of seconds to talk about this, because many of you may not know about this. That committee actually represents a partnership between the UMass Building Authority, DCAM, the Division of Capital Asset Management, local trade unions, Walsh Brothers, our construction manager, Goody Clancy, our architect, the City of Boston, and the Office of Supplier of Diversity, and some others. I'd be remiss if I did not mention also the tremendous efforts of Ron Marlowe, who chairs the committee. Ron works for A&F, one of our Commonwealth partners, Laverne Cawthorn, who is a representative for UMBA, and other members of the Access and Opportunity Committee who meet diligently every month to ensure that this project not only meets but exceeds its MBE, WBE participation. They all play a critical role each month on behalf of the Boston community in ensuring that residents benefit from the construction of this project. The commitment and diligence of this committee working together for nearly a year now under a project labor agreement has resulted in impressive achievements in engaging MBE and WBE firms and in jobs for Boston residents. You may know that we have, for example, a walk-in process that allows interested residents to seek employment on this project. This process has truly facilitated hiring directly from the community. To date, our engagement of minority contractors is at a level of 6.2% in the trades and 15.4% in non-trade work opportunities. For MBE contractors, this project has a 6.4% participation in the trades and 15.9% in the non-trades. DCAM builds and repairs many types of buildings across the Commonwealth: courthouses, state hospitals, correctional facilities, but projects like this one are aimed at providing facilities that support, in the words of Governor Patrick, world-class public higher education. This education and research facility will assure UMass Boston's position in this competitive arena for years to come, and it will stand for many decades to come as a testament to the vision of the Patrick Murray administration and the leadership of President Corrett, Chancellor Keith Motley, and the UMass Board of Trustees. I also want to acknowledge our partnership with the building trades again, who are and will continue to be essential to the success of this project and others. We have a great team at DCamp working on the Science Center, some of whom are here, and I want to particularly thank Mike Lambert, who I quoted, Paul Kroniak, Ellen Whittemore, Gail Rosenberg, Paul Schreibman, Dick Larson, George Carr, and one of our newest members, Mukia Baker Gomez. Truly, this is a team that has done much to make sure this program has moved forward. I also just have to acknowledge Representative Walsh, because he's been at my side with goodwill and advice and making those needed introductions and connections with the trades that, again, make this such a successful, and I think it's really going to be a model, a really a model project for the country. So, you know, I'm pleased and proud and look forward to that ribbon cutting in 2013, Chancellor.
Okay, all right, 2013, you all. So now it's thank you, Commissioner, thank you so much. From the first day that she was put into office, she said we're going to get these things done, and her word is her bond, and we've been moving forward together, and I'm so grateful for that. Now I'm pleased to introduce Richard Walsh to you, President of Walsh Brothers, who's overseeing this construction for us of this integrated science complex, and who I have to thank for making sure that this winter wouldn't be anything like last year's winter. Isn't that right? It was you, wasn't it? Okay, come on up to the podium, President Walsh.
Thank you very, very much. Chancellor Motley, State Representative Walsh, Commissioner Cornelison. That's it for the speech. If I have to be done in 2012, we're going to go back. But I must say, and Commissioner Cornelison has heard me say this before, but I truly believe that I have the greatest job in the world. And what that means is if you can just imagine the planning, the energy, the programming, the dreams that have just been on paper for years, to be the person, and of course my staff, to bring it to life. You know, after looking at something for so long on paper, but then it's so significant when that steel frame is built, it has an impression on everybody. So it really is a great job. The topping off ceremony. This actually is a tradition that goes back centuries to Scandinavia. And it has to do with essentially exorcising or warding off evil spirits out of a building. The tradition has changed somewhat. Now you'll see a American flag on top of that beam, which represents the patriotism, and you'll also see a small tree, which will have that same role of blessing the building and making sure that its future occupants are blessed. At Walsh Brothers, we are a 110-year-old firm. We have a tradition started by my great-grandfather, which is to, in every new facility we build, we put a St. Christopher medal deep down in the structure somewhere in a key element of the building that holds it up. So only Brian Corcoran and myself are the only ones who know where that St. Christopher medal is. But again, to bless the building and her occupants, and particularly the research that's going to go on there for years to come. Just a few thank yous. Some of them are a little bit redundant, but I just must do it again. Of course, the group from DCAM, Mike Lambert, Phil Schreibman, Paul Kroniak, and of course the commissioner. You've been tremendous leadership shown throughout the entire project, and we look forward to running right to the next. The group from UMass Boston, particularly Dorothy, Renee, I can see over there, and Allison Nichols, again, key members of the team and the team chemistry that's pushing this forward. Goody Clancy, our design brethren, Roger Goldstein, Bernard Dooley, and Jeff Meyer, thank you very much. You're there when we need you for information, and the project continues to move right along. Local 7, can't leave Local 7 out. The boys from the Ironworkers did a great job. Thank you very much. And lastly, my own team. I won't mention everybody, but particularly Steve Villani, Frank Morrison, Brian Corcoran. You're doing a great job, right on schedule. But when we talk about this winter, we have to talk about the weather. So whoever it is you call to do this, can you just keep on doing it now for a little bit more? Somebody asked how many inches of snow we had. I said, I know how many yards of concrete I've poured, and that's about it. But thank you very, very much. And again, the end of one phase absolutely means the beginning of another phase. Mechanical rough-in, the concrete slabs, the facade, it's really going to take off now as we have the frame in place. So it's going to be all sorts of activity around here. The number of workers will step up, and all sorts of activity as we come back into the spring months. One thing I do want to say it is, and I sense this from particularly my team, it's a great place to work. This campus brings an atmosphere with it. It's just a wonderful place to be, and the guys can't wait to be out here every morning. And I'll tell you, when you come up that expressway now and you see that structural steel, it is a really prominent view that really catches your eye. And the last thing I want to do is thank the last person who I haven't thanked, and that's Travis sitting back to my left. And to him and to all of the students, understand the most important thing. This building is for you. There are designers, planners, programmers, owners, administrators, everyone, but their goal was to create this building for a wonderful academic experience for you, the students. So again, thank you very much. Thank you all for coming, and we'll try 2012.
Okay, I'm getting the message, man. I'm getting the message. So thank you, President Walsh. Your team, of course, is doing a tremendous job. You know, we've talked about all of what is happening and everyone. We've been thanking everyone. I want to thank Ellen and her team, Ellen O'Connor and all of your team for what you've been doing on campus. The provost, whose home and soul will be in here, along with faculty as we move on. Thank all of you for that. But we need to hear from the students, because the students are the population that are going to benefit tremendously from this in the future. And so I have the opportunity to welcome our undergraduate student government president, Travis Henderson, to the podium so that he can make his presentation.
$2012 would mean I get to use it, so let's move on that. I like that plan. Good afternoon. What we are part of here today is a community. Whether students, alumni, faculty, staff, Local 4, Local 7, we've got politicians here, commissioners here, chancellors here. It's a community. Where we're from and what we do make us individuals, but being a part of this proud university binds us together, now and for years to come. The construction of the integrated science complex represents a movement, creating the facilities that our students deserve. We already have the hardest working, most dedicated student body imaginable, and with the construction of the ISC, we continue the process of providing the facilities to match. Improving the university infrastructure is inextricably linked to the opportunities of our student body. Students here find themselves immersed in a community dedicated to accessible higher education. With the integrated science complex's new research labs, students will have the opportunity to join their professors, gaining firsthand experience in an environment ripe with discovery. The Center for Personalized Cancer Therapy will exemplify the university's distinct and powerful urban mission, working to empower the underserved populations of Boston. These strategic investments in our campus will propel the university into a new era of excellence. Higher education is no longer a privilege, nor is it even optional. It is a necessary part of our collective future, an academic imperative. This proud university, the only public four-year institution in the city of Boston, represents the best of what America has to offer: equal opportunity based on hard work and education. Grounding ourselves in the shadow of the Kennedys, ours is a legacy of empowerment, enthusiasm for the future, and faith in one another. Let us never forget our responsibility to offer high-quality education to each and every person. Years from now, we students will return to this campus as alum, finding a university in Massachusetts, Boston that reflects our own realized potential. All around us will be new buildings and facilities, state-of-the-art advances in higher education. Not simply the best public higher education has to offer, but simply the best educational opportunities around. With this topping off the integrated science complex, we are one big step closer to that future. Thank you all for coming, and have a wonderful afternoon.
I'm still trying to hang on to this job a little longer, my man. I see you getting all spiffy and using multi-syllabic words and all that stuff. You know your chancellor gets stuck on that. All right, okay, all right, I got you. But I want to thank you so much, Travis, and I want to thank all of our speakers today and everyone for being out here on this warm day with us as we begin to move forward with the ISC. Now, I've always wanted to do this. So on behalf of the entire University of Massachusetts Boston community, I'd like to ask our crane operator to begin to raise that beam. Say it with me. Raise that beam. Now, I'm going to invite you to all to join us as we go up onto Quinn Boulevard here, and we'll be able to have a better view of what's happening, okay? So we get up on Quinn Boulevard, you can see it better, all right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we have a reception following that in the Quinn lobby.